nice apartment in Underground City.
Douglas Stanford was pouring drinks. He was happy that this day had come, the launch, and he was in charge. He would press the button to send the Converted to another galaxy in space. A new colonization, a new habitat for the new race of mankind, or whatever was left of it. It had all started when he introduced the Emocanics on his global gaming platform Gambit. As a trade-off, all he wanted from ANRAC was to be in charge of the mission that was now ready for launch. Velvet was sitting on Stanford's couch, playing slowly with strands of her hair. She was looking down, her eyes a gloomy reflection in the glass table in front of her. Things had changed. Betraying the disciples was one thing, making new friends with ANRAC was quite another matter. She knew that when she had chosen the dark side, her happy days had been over. It was all business now. She was no longer the den mother. She had to be careful, very careful going forward. Her next steps had to be strategic. Douglas Stanford was on approach. He interrupted her thoughts.
Hey, darling. Care to join me for a cocktail?
That would be splendid, Mr. Stanford. A girl like me never says no to a little bubbly.
I'm so glad you could join me, Miss Dubois. It's a pleasure to have someone like you around to help me initiate the launch.
I wouldn't miss it for the world. Although, I do have to say I miss the sunlight.
Who needs sunlight when you have all the creature comforts right here?
The singularity had happened. ANRAC's ships had arrived. New technology came with them. ANRAC had built vast factories and outfitted the new fleet of colony ships with engines that could cross the universe with ease. And things were heating up here on good old Earth. Temperatures were rising fast. We truly needed to find another place for the Converted. A new start, a new time, a new dawn. The countdown had started. The first mission was ready. The mission was called Stardust. Officially, the mission had been portrayed as a search for another habitable planet within the Cygnus system. Through the newly installed engines, a small surveyor craft could make the 1,200 light-year journey in just under 3 months, there and back. 1,000 Converted would make the journey using the wormhole to Kepler that was discovered only 5 years ago. Lifeline had provided the vaccines and nutrition for the crew. Secretly, the directive of the mission Stardust was to pick up the Geist particle and bring it back to planet Earth to subdue all mankind. The particle was the last missing piece to forever outlaw and suppress man's compassion, creativity, faith, and vision, as well as independent thought.
Freedom was under attack.
Douglas Stanford raised his glass.
We're about to launch. Cheers, my dear.
Douglas Stanford gave the command.
Launch initiated. Colony ship underway.